I was in the Army National Guard for 10 years. I was deployed to Al Assad Air Base, Iraq. During that time, I was in charge of the fuel farm, but my actual MOS was 88 November, which was logistics, and 88 Mike, which was truck driver. And then I also had 52 Delta, which was generator mechanic at the time, but my primary MOS pretty much was logistics and truck driving. During my time of service, when I was running the fuel farms on Al Assad Air Base, they had a burn pit right down the hill. There was like a slight hill that went down from when you left the fuel farm, and right at the bottom of the hill was the actual burn pit where they had it at, which was oddly close to the DFAC as well. And then pretty much that would be my main exposure to chemicals, was pretty much just working at the fuel farm and then working so close to the burn pit. After I came back from Iraq, I noticed I started to get migraines, and as the years went on, the migraines progressively multiplied every year. I would end up with just getting them once every couple of months, and the next thing you know, it was twice every other month, and then it gradually just got worse. I also ended up having to go to the hospital for carditis. The lining around my heart was swelling, and it felt like I was having a heart attack. And then I developed foot drop, and then last year I got diagnosed with MS, and most recently, actually just this last week, I got diagnosed with degenerative disc disease. So that was a new one. My doctor doesn't seem to really want to tell me what type of MS that I have, because he believes that it's better to wait and see and then compare after a year and then look at my MRIs and then see if it's progressive, or if it's I can't remember the other names. I know there's RMS, and then there's PRMS. He thinks it's the primary progressive, but he said he wants to wait and see, because
Right.
between the treatment from the crevice and everything else, to see what it does. Since I got diagnosed with MS, pretty much I try to move around more. I try to stretch more, because I'm always worried about having issues with balance and leg movement, especially with my right leg. Sometimes it wants to drop for no reason. It just feels like there's a heavy cement boot on my leg. Um, I'm supposed to change my diet, so I've been working on that. I have to, I'm always been a smoker, so I have to also quit smoking. So I've actually cut back from, I was smoking a pack a day to now I'm just smoking like six a day. So I'm almost there, but not quite there. Um, Pretty much, I'm just worried that eventually I'm gonna end up with some type of issue where I have messed up eyes for the rest of my life, or paralyzed is pretty much my main concern, especially now since I got diagnosed with the degenerative disc disease. So I don't know if this is actually going to compound with my MS and make things worse, or what's going to happen. Once every 6 months, I go and I get an infusion done of a crevice. Um, it's not too bad. It takes like about 4 to 6 hours basically. And I go and I just sit in an infusion center, and they just give it to me. It's almost like similar to a chemotherapy treatment. Then I also take Emgalti, which is a once a month injectable shot that I get in my arm to help mitigate my migraines that I get. And then I also take Ubrevely, which is a pill, which I only take that at night on days that it gets really bad. For the most part, neither one of them are very effective for me. I noticed after even taking it for a couple of months, like I would still get migraines five to seven times a week. So that really didn't help me too much. Um, so the medication for the crevice, let me go back to that. The crevice medication, pretty much, it just makes you really tired. It gives you like fog brain is what I call it, because it just feels like everything's in a haze. It almost feels like you just woke up, and it just feels like that for a couple of weeks after you get the infusion, and then you're just constantly tired. You're always fatigued. I almost always need a nap now. The crevice treatment, they say it's $65,000 annually, But when you combine the two doses that you get in the infusion, plus the steroid treatments that they give you prior to them giving you the infusion, and they also give you an injectable Benadryl, it usually comes out to about $115,000 to $117,000 a year annually. The Emgalti is about $5,000 annually for the injectable shot for the migraine. The Ubrevely, I'm not quite sure how much the price is for that. I'd have to actually try to look that one up because I'm not sure. And my copay, I usually meet that within the first couple of months. I'm actually almost at my copay right now. I have a super high copay. Our copay is like $8,000. And the reason we have it so high is so that way if there's anything seriously wrong with us with the hospital, they cover the rest. So after I meet my $8,000 obligation, then they kick in and they take over everything. The one thing I would like to say is for especially anybody that's still in or plans on joining, make sure you document everything. It makes everything so much easier when you're going through the VA process, and then they're less likely to reject you for any reason. So I know when you're young, it's hard to imagine that you might have some type of health issue down the road, or a back issue, or a leg issue, or whatever. But it's super important that anybody who has any issues documents everything. And you want that to help cover you for later down the road. Um, I would say if anybody who has any type of issues, whether neurological orders or a physical order that they disorder, they should try to reach out to like Burn Pits 360, the VA website as well, and sign up for the burn pits if you were exposed to it. Because I think the more people that sign up and they there's more of a record for it, the less likely and the harder it is for the government to fight back against everybody else with all these claims, because it's just crazy how many more people have health issues after deployments and stuff, and the government doesn't seem to want to recognize that, especially when you factor in like MS, for example. I think it's like what, less than 1% of the population has MS, but if you look at the military, it's closer to 5%. So it's insane how much, how drastic that number difference is overall. I have no family history of MS. I mean, I checked with my granddad had 9 children on my dad's side of the family. Nobody ever had any history. None of his siblings had any of it. None of his parents, nobody had MS. I also checked on my mom's side, who also my grandmother's grandmother had like 11 grandkids as well, and then nobody has a history of MS. We do have history of like diabetes, cancer, heart attacks, but nobody has any type of neurological disorders or MS or anything that related.